Hello everybody, Trainboy90 Productions here. Welcome to another episode of Trainboy90's Custom Showcase. Today we'll be taking a look at 3 different customs, obviously. And let's get to these 3 customs, shall we? First off, we have Wilbert the Forest Engine. So, there are a pretty decent amount of people that have done Wilbert, but I decided to do Wilbert a little interestingly different. He is basically a 3D printed austerity body shell made by Homestar 87, interestingly. So, let's take a look at Wilbert. So, there's his face. Obviously, this is the best I can do on a face for this guy right here. And here's a look at him. There's no windows right over here. I painted the lining and the nameplate, of course, and all the handrails. A lot of people have basically used like a Bill Ben boiler with a Percy cab. I respect the people that do it, but I feel that it's better off using a 3D printed body shell and a donor chassis. That's exactly what I did to Wilbert, and this next custom you'll be seeing. So, here's a look at Wilbert. This is supposed to be his number, but I left it blank. Here's the back of Wilbert. I'm planning on adding a lamp pretty soon. And here's the left-hand side of him. The wheels, these 2 wheels. These wheels right here were from one of the engines I bought from China, obviously. Did a wheel swap on this one. He's a fast runner, isn't he? The middle wheels I molded. I have mentioned Wilbert in one of my previous custom showcases, episode 3. If you want to see that episode, I suggest you view that one as well. So, middle wheels, like I said, those were molded, obviously, one of my multiple copies. And the buffers, I painted bronze. Around the window lining, I did blue. I gave him more of a TV series-esque style appearance for this guy as well. The funnel, I painted black. The whistle, as you can see, I could zoom in here. It's actually gold. Couldn't sand him down fully, but this is the best I can do on him, obviously. He is a pretty nice model, pretty much. And the chassis was from a Chinese Percy, obviously. I'm going to bring him in here. So, let's get to that chase. I got the Percy over here, so you can see, both side by side, it is the same exact chassis, but with some modifications. Wilbert obviously has the removal of the piston. It's going to be the same case with this next one you're going to be seeing. Yes, it is a Percy. Obviously, the chassis is obviously from a Percy, which is what I chose. I chose to buy multiple 380 Percys from China. Very good runner, of course. And now, we will get right back to Wilbert. Back to Wilbert here. Taking another close look at the windows. I did use a paint pen to do the lining around the window, so you can see. And of course, there's the middle wheel yet again. A nice look on the underside of the chassis. And I also did do a little sanding right down here. Painted the buffers bronze. So, basically, that is Wilbert. So, we're going to take a look at this next one. Wait until you see him. Here's 16, right over here. 16 was made with the same body shell, 3D printed 2 of them. Well, 3 of them actually now. The third one I made into another OC I do have. I'll be showing him later, but take a look at him. He was made using the same exact Percy as Wilbert. Here's his face. Nice close look at his face. This is how he looks within my Thomas universe. NWR style livery, pretty much the same as the previous one. This guy seems to be a very nice model. Instead of, unlike Wilbert, I painted the footplate black. And all around the buffer beam and all that. Like, around this part right here, I painted yellow, obviously. To make them a little more in my series. Pretty much. The roof of the cab has been smoothed out, just like Wilbert. And take a look at the whistle. Zoom up close here. He's a 3D printed body shell, obviously, with a Chinese Percy chassis as a donor. And I did the same thing as Wilbert. You can take a nice close look at him. There's the windows. There were multiple methods I plan on doing him, like using a Percy, but I feel it was better to wait until somebody did a body shell. And once Homestar87 did a body shell for these austerities, I decided to 3D print 2 of them. I do have a couple of error ones, but the ones you see here are 2 finalized ones that I'm using for Wilbert in 16. Obviously. So I decided to source out a 3D printer, as you see in the background, and 3D print all these. It's pretty cool. I'm glad I get the 3D print because so I have more resources for customs to use. Like 16 you see here is literally a 3D printed body shell with a Chinese Percy chassis. So now we will get on to one of my OCs who is pretty much half finished. Let's get to him. Right over here is my Thomas and Friends original character, Gill. He's not done, but he is just a body shell right now. Here's a nice look at him. There's his face, as you can see. And his NWR lettering, his number, and nameplate and all that in the back. He is an austerity, just like the previous 2. He's supposed to be based off an austerity. And here's the other side and all that, as you can see. This guy is not done yet. I painted this part right here gray and right here black, just like the previous 2, 16 and Wilbert. And this little guy right here, I painted this interesting color. But the one thing I did forget is something I forgot to mention. One more thing I did forget with 16, I also painted him with a matte paint job. Obviously, I used one of my matte paints, obviously, that I did have in hand. Flamenco Red. Here's the exact Flamenco Red I actually used from Apple Barrel. But later on, I also spray painted him with an enamel coating, a smooth coating, just to make him look more glossy, just like he should. So, alright, so we'll end the video right here. If all of you viewers have enjoyed this episode of Trainboy90's Custom Showcase, I suggest you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think of these austerities? So, I like to say, thank you for watching these showcase videos. I appreciate it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all next time for another episode of Trainboy90's Custom Showcase. Bye!